name is Tara Redfield. I am a food writer in Los Angeles, and today I am with Christine Oppenheim, who is a private vegan chef and owner of Veggie Fixation in Santa Monica, and she is going to show us how to make some vegan Nutella cupcakes.
Excellent. Thanks so much for having me, Tara.
Of course.
So to start, Nutella itself, the name brand, is not vegan. So what I like to do is use different brands. We have Justin's here, which is a good vegan brand. It doesn't have any milk in it, which is what actual Nutella brand does have. Or I also sometimes just make my own hazelnut butter and mix it with some chocolate.
Great.
So we're going to use a little of the Justin's today. We start off by putting our non-dairy milk, and I use almond milk for it, an organic unsweetened almond milk.
Great.
And then to that, I'm going to add a little bit of the apple cider vinegar, which I've already done here, and you can see it's starting to curdle a little bit.
And about how much milk did you put in?
That is about a cup of milk.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a cup of milk, and then in here we have a cup of flour. So
Okay.
it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
How much vinegar did we put in?
Just a teaspoon.
Okay,
just a teaspoon. It
Okay.
basically replaces the egg so that it leavens and bonds.
Great.
So in here we have our baking powder. It's a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon salt. And that gets mixed into our dry flour right there.
Okay.
And then we also have a third of a cup of cocoa powder. And that gets mixed in as well. It's a little lumpy, so you might want to sift it at home to get like a smoother cupcake, but it won't be terrible. And then I like to use my wire whisk and just whisk that a little bit just to break it up and sift it.
Mix it all up. Good.
Yeah. So we got that. And then I set that aside and I go over to my curdled almond milk.
Okay.
And I add 3/4 of a cup of sugar to that.
And how long should the milk sit out?
Just about 5 minutes is
Okay.
enough to let it curdle. While you're
Great.
mixing your dry ingredients, you can
Perfect.
do that.
Okay.
And then I have a third of a cup of grapeseed oil. You can use canola oil or any other kind of oil that you like to use. I like to use grapeseed because it's a high quality oil, and also, you know, I like to use it for cooking too because it's high heat. And then I have my vanilla extract.
Okay.
And this one actually is bourbon vanilla extract, so a little fancy stuff. And that's a teaspoon of that going into our wet. And then most important to get our hazelnut flavors, I have frangelica.
Ooh, yum.
I like to just sniff this stuff.
Yeah.
I want to give it a little whiff. Hazelnut
Yeah,
deliciousness. Yeah, you can use a little frangelica, which is a liqueur, or you can use hazelnut extract if it's available to you. And then I just put, you know, anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon of that, and then add that to get a little hazelnut flavor in there. Ooh, lost the cap.
Oops, we're dropping it. Again.
Then I'm gonna mix this all up. And you just want it nicely combined, and you wanna make sure that sugar is dissolving. And then to that, I'm gonna add a tablespoon to a 1/4 of a cup, depending on how much I want of my
Your Nutella mixture.
Nutella mixture, yeah. And then we just get that going and mix that in as well so it breaks down. And that just takes a little working just to get it to break up. But once you got it all smooth, you can mix your dry ingredients in.
You can smell the chocolatey.
Right? Isn't that heaven?
It's really good.
So we mix the dry in. I give it a couple of little whisks, and then I set my whisk aside. And I grab my spatula or my wooden spoon and just mix it a little bit more. And you don't want to overwork it because the cupcakes will end up being tough, so just enough to mix.
So don't overmix.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little lump is fine. It's not going to hurt the cupcake. So we have that nicely mixed together. And then what I like to do when I'm ready to line my cupcakes, our oven's been preheating at 350.
Yeah.
So now I go ahead and I get my little cookie scooper, ice cream scooper.
Cute.
And this
Easy.
helps to keep it neat and even, and You want it filled about 2/3 of the way for cupcakes that'll come over the top a little bit. And this size scoop, I'm gonna have to do about 1.5 scoops to get it full. But we'll take all that. And then when these are full, we'll put that in the oven and then bake it for about 20 minutes.
All right, and here are our Nutella cupcakes that are all decorated. And tell us a little bit about the frosting.
Sure, yeah, the frosting is just a basic frosting. I added a little cocoa powder to give it a little chocolate flavor, and then we use the Frangelico again, or a hazelnut extract to give it that hazelnut chocolate. Sprinkled on top with the little crumbled hazelnuts.
They look delicious.
And of course, the little hazelnut on top.
All right, thank you so much, Christine.
Oh, my pleasure.